FPL Game Week 12 Force Sight, guys. In this video, we love to cover everything that is important looking ahead and planning towards Game Week 12. We will be covering which are the best Liverpool assets to cover because they fixtures turn. We will be looking at the teams to target as well because it is a great window to wildcard in. We will be talking about Pope replacements as Newcastle has not been performing well and we are looking for a good goalkeeper, as well as the international break major injury news. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys. As I always say, everything that I do show you here is from the FPL Force app. So if you do want to know when it will launch, which is very soon, in fact within this month, I am planning to actually do it on Black Friday. So yes, I have said Black Friday itself. So scan the QR code below if you want to be notified when that app launches, so you can be one of the first to actually get it and also get 50% off on the app as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I wanted to start on the fixture ticker and also discuss the international break injury news that we've had so far. So far, we've got the fact that Gabriel came off in the 64th minute in Brazil's game against Senegal. He has actually a groin injury. We don't know what the extent of it. It is being assessed today. The thing to do is don't panic, wait until we get further news, which we will be giving you as soon as we have it as well. So make sure you are subscribed to all the social channels, as well as also on hit the notification bell so that you hear the latest news. But you have to actually wait until the press conference for Arteta to confirm how bad the extent of the injury news is. I think if he misses a game or two, it's fine because he does have Chelsea and Tottenham in a row. So I think it's good to skip it. I think we should have with the depth that we have in terms of defensive assets, you should have a fourth defender, in all honesty, and you could just play him. And you know, I would rather keep Gabriel if he's only out for 2 game weeks. But if you do want to sell him, I totally understand, because we are going into a bit of a fixture run where you don't want a bit of insecurity as to whether or not this person's going to be playing. I think if it is worse than 2 game weeks, then I would ship him out as well. And I think that brings me on to my next guy, who's also in injury worry, which is same team, Calafiori, who had a hip injury which didn't even allow him to actually join up with the Italy squad. And I mention him because I know people would probably think, oh, let me just make a sideways move just to still keep that Arsenal defense. Look, Calafiori wouldn't be that sideways move. I think definitely, without a doubt, with the injury of Gabriel and Calafiori, Virgil van Dijk starts to look like an actual better option there for you as well. So maybe consider him. He is cheaper than Gabriel as well, and the fixtures of course also start looking better now from game week 12 moving on. Another player who is also an injury worry, of course, is Mark Guéhi, who did join the England squad, but he had to leave that camp as well, and continue with his rehabilitation as well. So again, we have to wait and listen to what Glasner says, but he did miss the previous game week, and I think he's got this break as well to also be in that recovery. But the mere fact that he joined the England squad, I think seemed promising. I say seemed because we have to consider that he had just left as well. So if anything, I think he misses 1 game, which is this Wolves game, which is a real heartbreaker. But their fixtures look really good. Fine, Man United at home, I think, is still a good game for him. Then he's got Fulham, Burnley, fine, Man City. He's got Leeds, and then he's got 2 home games, Tottenham and Fulham as well. Again, I think it's the same as Gabriel. I think if he misses the next 2 games, yeah, sure. But if he's still good after that, I would still keep him, you know. So yeah, for me, that would be my recommendation when it comes to those guys. Nonetheless, I think this is a great opportunity to move on to the best Liverpool assets because of mentioning Van Dijk there. But with Liverpool, their fixtures turning, you can see here I'm showing you guys a game week range of game week 12 to game week 19, and if you want to, we can actually move it down to game week 17 just to also incorporate the idea of the fact that your transfers are also going to be sort of keeping an eye on those leaving for AFCON, who we will be given 5 free transfers in game week 16. So you have to make sure that game week 15 you've used up all your transfers. So game week 16 you'll be given those 5 free transfers. And when we do that, you'll see that having moved it, you still see Liverpool up there at the top, actually, and the top 3 there. So Nottingham Forest, West Ham, they got Sunderland at home at least as well, Leeds United, and then also Brighton at home, and then Tottenham at home. For me, which is honestly still a really good run, whether it's till game week 17 or till game week 19, where we get our chips refreshed. But in terms of assets to cover there, for me, definitely number 1, I would put in a Dominic Szoboszlai, certain for minutes on set pieces as well. Defcon is reachable. I mean, I don't see him going back to that right back position as well. I think Bradley has been playing well there. Frimpong is also not around, so I think if Bradley does get injured, we might see him back there, but based on how slots change things because of their performances recently before the Villa game, I think he's trying to revert back to winning ways, basically, with that winning midfield 3 of McAllister, Gravenberch, and also Dominic Szoboszlai playing in the 10. And I think Dominic Szoboszlai playing in the 10 is an absolute great asset along with set pieces. It becomes a question as to whether or not he might also even be on penalties if Salah leaves. Now there is Isak, but Isak again is struggling for minutes based off of injury, and also on actual Ekitike performing when he's in. So Dominic Szoboszlai being there all the time and Isak being able to be substituted out, who's next? Yes, McAllister can actually take penalties, and actually he's the one who had been taking penalties. I think he's taken 1-2 maybe for Liverpool, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dominic Szoboszlai actually steps up as well. So that is a possibility. I think the next best asset there for Liverpool would definitely be a Virgil van Dijk, and the great thing about this is now we can switch this to this best overall fixtures, and we can switch it to defensive fixtures there for them as well. And even when we do, you still see that Liverpool does come up still at number 3. So still in the top 3, Van Dijk certain for minutes as well, Gabriel out. It's starting to seem like he is the best option when it comes to that, being cheaper than Gabriel as well. And even if Mark Guehi is out, definitely if you don't have him, a lot of people are going to swarm to him. So I think with Gabriel, what you have to monitor is price rises. Make sure that, of course, his price doesn't drop, and if that's the case, then that's when you most likely should move, even if you haven't got anything. So see at where you bought him and see at how much value you have in him, and if the price drops and it's not going to affect you, then it's fine, keep him, wait for that news. But if that price is going to drop and you don't want to lose any more value, then I would definitely move to Virgil van Dijk with these actual defensive fixtures. Now, the third Liverpool asset for me is not Mo Salah, just because of his value and the mere fact that he's also going to be a transfer out. Again, mentioning that the AFCON situation of the fact that he's going to have to leave by game week, most likely game week 15, 16. So that for me makes the next best. It would have to be news on the goalkeeping situation. If Alisson is back, then it's Alisson. It definitely Alisson, because those fixtures for me, I think, look really good. Liverpool, in my opinion, have definitely started to be a lot more defensively solid. We saw it in the Madrid game, we saw it in the Aston Villa game, and of course it wasn't the same in the Man City game. But then again, that was another higher caliber of a team, as well as playing that team away at the Etihad. So I think it would have been a different game if they played at Anfield, and you've got them at Anfield against Nottingham Forest. I think that's a clean sheet. If you look at West Ham away, maybe they concede, right? But to me, I see that as another clean sheet. Sunderland at home, I think it's possible they can concede there, considering how good Sunderland has been pushing. Leeds away, I'd give them the benefit of the doubt, or maybe let's say that's the clean sheet, and maybe Brighton can actually score away at them there. So you got 3 clean sheets already. So I do see 3 clean sheets there in those games, in the 6, in all honesty. And for me, I think that's really good, you know. And that, having said that, I think is a great segue going into the Pope replacements. So Pope hasn't necessarily been performing, and you're looking at Newcastle as well here, and you know their fixtures are all the way down there. They are going to be playing Man City now as well. So if you are going to be taking Pope out, it's definitely a good place to actually take Pope out right now. That being said, who do we want to bring in now? Alisson is definitely somebody. I think he's very close. Mamadashvili most likely will be taken out straight away if Alisson is available. But another player who's actually good, I think, for me would be Chelsea, who's got Burnley away currently this game week. And for me, I'm planning to free hit in game week 13. So game week 13 for me, if I market here, which the cool thing about the fixture ticker here is you can actually mark where you want to do your free hit. And remember, we've got 2 free hits, so you can mark both places. So if I mark game week 13 there as my free hit, so I've got free hit there, you can see I don't have to worry about that Arsenal fixture. Now I'm working with just Burnley, I'm working with Leeds, and I'm working with Bournemouth, Everton at home. I think that's fine. You know, I see a clean sheet there, a potential clean sheet there. That's 2. I think with Everton at home, they can also get a clean sheet. And again, this is all, you know, depending on whether or not they can keep 11 men on the field. So for me, Sanchez is definitely one. If you don't have 3 Palace, another option is the Palace boys. So you got Palace there. And again, if you're free hitting in game week 12, then Henderson against Wolves this game week, against Burnley, against Fulham, against Leeds, honestly, and Man City at home, we know Palace has done really well against Man City, against Liverpool. So that fixture in itself isn't also bad in terms of giving some save points as well. So you have Alisson, you have Sanchez, you have Pope. I think if I was to put it in any order, I definitely would have Henderson first with these fixtures if you don't have 3 Palace. And 3 Palace for me would definitely be a Mateta first, a Munoz, and then a Henderson, not Sarr, only because of the AFCON aspect, the fact that he is going to be a transfer out. So if you are wildcarding, then definitely I would rather go for a Henderson as the 3rd asset there with Munoz number 2. And then I would put a Alisson, and then I would put maybe a Sanchez there, just because I think, you know, his fixtures of course are a little bit less, you know, favorable than the actual Liverpool. So if we probably even look at it like this, which is something pretty cool here, is you can actually select the teams that you want to focus on. Who is the other guy? I think we can even pick Man City if you want to pick Man City. And let's just pick Burnley. And I want to show you something cool that we can also do with this as well. So if we go down to Burnley here as well, and then what we do is we click easy fixtures, so we can start to see there immediately. I don't think Burnley is showing here. Yeah, it won't show of course because they got no easy fixtures, but you can start to see already there that Newcastle would have honestly been great, but Sanchez actually has got some good fixtures above there. Liverpool's got some too, Man City 2 as well. So you can actually see, even in terms of a rotation, if you want to actually select teams that you're looking to see who's got a good rotation. And of course, if you want to just click that off, you can click it off and actually see the teams properly there, as to who's actually got a good rotation depending on your view basically. But nonetheless, that's basically a very nice major tool that you can do with the FPL Force fixture ticker there. So let's just unselect that as well, so we can actually see according to which other teams to be targeting. So of course, Brighton at the top there with Arsenal and Liverpool and Man City, they've got good fixtures. So if you're looking to wildcard, then definitely there are teams to be having in. Nottingham Forest does have some good fixtures after game week 14. In my opinion, I think Liverpool and Brighton are going to be tough, despite the fact that Brighton's at home. Brentford, game week 13, my time to free hit. I definitely will be bringing in Thiago. Apart from that, I don't like the fixtures, so that's definitely not who I'd be focusing or bringing in. But for me, he is the third best striking option. After him would be an actual coincidence with Brighton at number 7 there, Danny Welbeck. Mateta. His fixtures are not necessarily shown to be favorable in this span, but I don't agree with that. This is updated actually from the FPL website API. So these are the fixture difficult ratings according to it. I would put Crystal Palace right up there, along in number 4 actually, above Nottingham Forest, in all honesty. And for me, it is Bournemouth, it is Arsenal, it is Liverpool, it is Man City and Crystal Palace for me, who are the teams to actually target in terms of players to bring in to your team. Now, players to teams to be targeting, of course, inevitably it will be playing up against those guys. So you would have a Crystal Palace there playing against the Wolves. You would have Liverpool, you would have Man City, of course, as you see over there. So it's really all about just making sure that you're covering yourself with those top teams, and you will inevitably be playing the teams who are at the bottom. Let's go to the FPL Force Optimizer and look at the chip prophecy, and let's just see in the next 5 game weeks when it says that is the best time to actually play a wild card. So one of the game weeks is a game week 13 as opposed to a game week 12, which is the first number 1 game week. Game week 12 is there, but it calculates according to your team, which is the best game week it believes that you should be wildcarding. And in all honesty, I agree. My game week 12 is amazing. Game week 12 team is amazing, and I'll just show you right now. If you look at my team right now, in goals I have Pope, I have Munoz, Virgil and Senesi. West Ham, Nottingham Forest at home and Wolves. That's a great defense, in all honesty. And then you've got in the midfield Minte at home again with Sarr and Enzo against Burnley and Semenyo. And in the strike force I've got Haaland, João Pedro and Mateta. Now I'm good. I don't need to wildcard this game week. The only person I am honestly thinking about changing is a Pope. So no real need to wildcard there. It's really when I move to game week 13 that you see that my team isn't necessarily the best in terms of who I'm playing. I've got Munoz against Man United, Calafiori against Arsenal there, along with Timber, and then I've got Sarr against Man United as well. Minte away to Nottingham Forest, Enzo away to at home to Arsenal, and Semenyo away to Sunderland, which is, we all know, is not the best fixture right now. And then we've got Mateta against Man United. At least that is at home. So then we've also got Haaland against Leeds, which is a much more favorable fixture. So yeah, I would definitely, free hits in this game week. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, I mean, I could bring in Virgil against West Ham. Of course, definitely against a Calafiori who might even be injured there. I wouldn't want to play Senesi. So with the team looking this bad, it would make sense for me to actually free hit. And that's the thing, that the FPL Force Optimizer in this tool is sort of highlighting there for me. And I think without even going too deep, let's just see what it says actually in terms of free hit simulation. So it would tell me, okay, cool, to free hit, it is actually saying game week 13 is the best, as you can see as well. It's thinking I'd get 20 points plus from whatever I'd get, and in all honesty, any point above what you get, what your original team would do, as opposed to playing the free hits is way better, honestly. So For me, as it is, it's definitely free hits in game week 13. Not thinking of anything else. I do have my triple captain left to play. As it stands, I think that might be played in game week 13 with Haaland against West Ham. So if I just go down here and I just mark it, I just move down. Yeah, I mean, there is other, if I look at it, Arsenal, I guess I could play Saka there against Wolves. But for me, I just want to see, you know, what's the deal going to be like. When is Wolves playing? They've already played Man City. They're not even going to play Liverpool. Wolves would have been another team to target. Wolves, West Ham, Leeds is also another team to target. So I think if you are going to play your triple captain in this game week 13, it is also another option. Yeah, it is also another option. So yeah, those are the options for me, really. Those are the options for me. Let's make sure I have covered everything. Teams to target, replacements for Pope, as well as, let me just make sure, I want to make sure I don't leave you guys without any injury news. Yeah, we've done that as well. Yeah, Liverpool assets as well. So yeah, I think we all covered there, and we've also just seen my team as well, and where I would basically be. But nonetheless, again, as I mentioned, this is the FPL Force app, which will be coming out soon. And yeah, I think if you guys want to know when it will be coming out, scan the QR code that I in the previous screen, or you can get the link in the description below, and you guys will be notified as soon as it is launched, and you can get 50% off as well and discover your FPL Force persona. So you can see over there actually that I am an FPL engaged knight, and it is based off your FPL history, which will be given to you as soon as you put in your FPL ID as well, and you'll know whether or not you use the dark side or the light side, and you can see all of the actual attributes of the dark side and the light side there. So yeah, fun times coming, guys. Please make sure you hit a comment. Let me know in the comment section below if there's any questions that you have, dilemmas that I could help you with, of course, that you need guidance from the Force. And make sure you hit that like button, and also most importantly subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.